Sorry,
Oh, there we go.
Oh, here's somebody. Okay. So hello and welcome. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Monica and Andy and our conversation today about natural baby care and cloth diapering. Really excited that we have wonderful Liz Turrigiano, who is the founder of Assembly Baby and Diaper Kind. We'll talk about it in a moment. And I'm Jada, founder of Boober, which we'll talk about in a moment. But just as you're coming in, if you do want to drop into the chat, let us know. Do you have a baby yet? Are you pregnant? How old is your little one? Or how far along are you? And where do you live? We always like to create a little community here, see who's out there with us. This is an opportunity. We're going to have a conversation about natural baby care and cloth diapering, but it's also an opportunity for you to ask questions of us. So the other thing, if you drop in the chat and let us know something, then we can know that you hear us, which is helpful. So that's always nice to see what's going on out there, and don't be too shy. So my name is Jada Shapiro. I'm the founder of Boober. Boober is a platform where expectant parents and new families can find all of their classes and on-demand care providers like birth doulas, postpartum doulas, lactation consultants, mental health therapists who focus on pregnancy to postpartum and lots more. So I am a longtime birth and postpartum doula and lactation counselor myself. I've been in the field for about 20 years. I love to talk with expectant parents and help people feel prepared and learn all of their choices and options in pregnancy, birth, and postpartum, and certainly want to be a partner with all of you as you kind of build your care team and try to figure out what kind of support and education you need along the way. So I'll drop that in, and I'm going to read a little bit about Liz, and then she'll introduce herself. And welcome, Tamara, who is in Texas with an almost 1-year-old and 24 weeks preggo. Lovely. Awesome.
Nice.
And so for those of you who are just coming in, we would love to have you just drop into the chat. Let us know if you're pregnant or if you have a child, what's bringing you out here to the conversation today, because this is an opportunity for you to chat with me and Liz about natural baby care, cloth diapering, and other things that are on your mind. So let me tell you about Liz, and welcome to Monica and Andy if you're just coming in. So as Liz says, growing a healthy human does not have to be unhealthy for the planet. And how you choose to diaper your baby is one small choice among many. So this panel is going to review cloth diapering, baby wearing, organic feeding, more ways to prepare for natural baby care. Liz, before launching Assembly, which we're going to hear about in the fall of 2019, so you're going to hear all about her company. Currently, she and her co-founders also ran a cloth diaper service in New York City called Diaper Kind, where they washed over 18,000 diapers per week. Wow.
Yeah.
Through Diaper Kind, Liz studied the science of laundering diapers alongside a PhD in biochemical engineering and worked with thousands of new parents and babies to understand the ins and outs of diaper design, skincare, and proper storage, and has also cloth diapered 2 babies of her own. So I'm going to let you, Liz, talk a little bit more about Assembly and your current
Sure.
company and what you're up to, and then we're going to have a little conversation for you guys, and then let you guys ask some questions. And welcome, Caitlin from Georgia, 25 weeks pregnant. Awesome. All right, go ahead, Liz.
So yeah, so it's thank you for having me here, and it's so fun because Jada and I actually go way back and met sort of when we both first launched our first businesses back when our kids were tiny babies. They were little, and so thank you for having me. I'm here to talk about cloth diapering, sustainable diapering, and then sort of any other natural, sustainable baby care topics that come up. I am the co-founder of both Diaper Kind and Assembly. So Diaper Kind was a cloth diaper service that we launched in 2009 in New York City. We provided delivery and laundering of organic cloth diapers to families all throughout the city. And then in 2019, we sort of shifted gears and developed a product line called Assembly that lets families DIY cloth diaper and launder on their own in their own home, which offers, a broader reach as well as a less expensive option, because when you're home laundering, you're saving some money over disposables or using a diaper service. So with Assembly, we provide everything a family needs to diaper sustainably, all the way from birth to potty training. So our product line consists of organic, reusable, washable diapers, plus cloth-friendly organic skincare, recycled and super cute storage bags for storing the diapers both on the go and at home. And then most importantly, we have a laundry collection, which is a detergent and special mechanical action agitator balls that help you get diapers clean easily and effectively so that you can go back to reusing them.
Awesome. Thank you. So I think let's just, get started. We'll talk a little bit, and then you guys just drop your questions in the chat or in the Q&A. Would love to hear from your perspective. So it's interesting. I did disposable diapers at first. Then I finally moved to a place. This is before diaper kind of existed. And I had my daughter, so I didn't have that option. And I did not live with a washer dryer, which we have people from other places. You guys might be like, what do you mean you don't have a washer dryer? So that might be completely irrelevant to people who don't live in New York. But when I did finally move somewhere where I did have a washer dryer, I started using cloth diapers part-time. And so it's possible, I think a lot of people think, well, do I have to do this? Do I have to go all in? Is there some aspect where I can do it partially? How does that work? And for me, I found it worked really well when I was home and I had the washer dryer, that I was able to do that. And it felt like the right thing for me. But I guess maybe let's just back it up a little and start, like, how do you use reusable diapers, and is it more work?
Yeah, so how to use them is quite simple. It's really the same as you would use a disposable diaper, only instead of tossing it in the trash when it's done, you put it in a laundry bag and then you wash it. People often think that the laundering of the diapers is going to be like their full-time job. Like, if I'm doing this, I'm going to be running laundry all the time. It's going to be so time consuming. When am I going to have time for my baby? Not the case. We're talking 2 loads of laundry a week. And because of our laundry science expertise from running the service, we give you 4-step instructions that we literally give you on a magnet that you stick to the side of your washing machine. So no matter how exhausted and sleep deprived you are, you can look at the washer and follow these 4 steps. But it's super simple. When you have the right tools and the right instruction, it really is as easy as 2 loads of laundry a week. We understand when developing this system how busy and chaotic new parent life can be. And we know that making sustainable choices cannot come at a cost of, sacrificing more time than you have. So we really build the assembly system so that it can slip seamlessly into your new parent life. And we're here to support you all along the way.
So why would somebody, let's just go to the real basics. Like, why cloth diaper? Why reusable diapers?
There's really 3 reasons that we tend to focus on. One is obviously less waste. So there are approximately 11 million diaper age babies in the US right now, each using on average 57 diapers a week. When you tally that up, we're talking over 32 billion disposables being thrown away every year in just this country. So that's a staggering number. So when you're diapering with assembly, 40 diapers is what you'll need from birth to potty training, as opposed to almost 7,000 disposables. The other advantage is that with assembly diapers, they're reusable. You can save them and pass them down to future babies. So those 40 diapers might diaper 2 or 3 of your kids, as opposed to, again, 6,500 to 7,000 disposables for each baby that you have. So the more waste you're saving, you could spread it out over multiple babies. The other advantage is cost. Disposable diapers are expensive. And in the past year alone, the price of that product has increased by 14% due to supply chain issues and inflation. So with assembly diapers, they're essentially inflation proof. You buy diapers once and then you're locked in for life and you don't have to rebuy them. So it's a big financial savings. We've estimated that it's about $2,000 per baby that you save by diapering with assembly versus disposables. The other advantage is, this is going to get a little gross, but blowout proof. So disposable diapers are,
I mean, we can't not talk about blowouts, right? Because
we cannot talk about poop.
Okay.
So disposables are notorious for leaking and blowing out. And for those of you who don't know what a blowout is, it's poop shooting up the baby's back, out the baby's legs, just totally escaping the diaper and getting on everything from the car seat to the baby's clothes to whoever's holding the baby. It's a hot mess. I've experienced them. Everyone I know who diapers with disposables experiences them. And as a society, we've just sort of accepted it as par for the course of having a diaper aged baby. This is just what you have to deal with. And it's absolutely not the case. So our 2-part assembly diapers, I can give you a little preview of right here, are designed to be blowout proof. So this outer shell that goes over the organic cotton inner, this catches all the mess. So you're not going to be dealing with poop coming outside of the diaper. That's a major perk. So you have environmental savings, financial savings, and just saving yourself from some really horrid messes.
I love that. Somebody asked here, actually, maybe my math is horrid, but looking at the numbers for cloth diapers, I've seen I feel like they cost so much more than average diapers, and it's so much harder. And it seems so much harder in my mind, more likely to have a mess with cloth diapers. So I think you just addressed the blowout issue, and that there is actually containment. It's not actually as messy as it can be. I mean, you're dealing with mess no matter what, right? I mean, poop is poop.
Yes, totally.
Well,
but the
unless
reason that it's mess, the reason it's mess free is so you have the inner cotton layer that snaps onto the baby and secures, but that newborn poop especially is very forceful and it's very liquidy and it wants to find a way out. So when you're wearing a disposable diaper, when the baby's wearing a disposable diaper, you only have one layer there. So when the poop finds a way out, it's coming right out. But with this, you have two lines of defense. So if any poop is going to escape this cotton layer, it gets caught by the outer layer that goes over it. So it's not sneaking past this. The other advantage that you have to a reusable product over a disposable product when it comes to, containing mess is that these are designed like clothing. It has high quality elastics. It's shaped and cupped. We worked with a technical seamstress that designed gymnasts outfits and costumes. So form, fitting, and functional apparel is built into our product line. And so with disposables, it's like, those are elastics that are meant to be tossed in the trash after 1 to 3 hours worth of use. There's not a whole lot of money put into, investment put into the quality of the closures around the legs and the waist. It's like, if you're at a barbecue and you're eating off a real plate, or if you're eating off like a Dixie paper plate, and if you load the paper plate up with like a burger and corn, eventually the moisture is going to seep in and the paper plate's going to crumble in your lap. Whereas if you were eating off a proper dinner plate, it's holding up to the task. So that's the same with a reusable diaper versus disposable.
And then I guess the proper dinner plate, if you keep up with this analogy, is going to cost more if I buy one dinner plate, right? That one dinner plate is more expensive than the paper plate, but because of that reusability and
reuse over time
forever, right? So I think I want to just hit into tomorrow's question.
Yeah. So for the cost, right? So for the cost, if you're getting yourself set up with assembly diapers, size 1, which will last for approximately the first year of your baby's life, the diapers and the diaper covers are going to cost you about $375 to $400. A year's worth of, Pampers Pure is going to cost you about $1,200. So in that first year alone, you're saving about I can't do math. You're saving about $800. So then in year 2, you're doubling that savings because you're buying the size 2 assembly diapers, but you're not buying more disposables. Then where you also experience savings is earlier potty training. So babies in disposable diapers tend to potty train somewhere between 33 and 36 months. Babies in cloth diapers tend to potty train at about 25 to 26 months. So you're knocking off almost an entire year of your child's time in diapers. So whether you're paying for a diaper service, you're home laundering, or you're buying disposables, getting your baby out of diapers 10 to 12 months sooner is going to be a significant savings. So that savings is calculated even on top of the initial.
That's a really interesting point, and one that I sort of, if I were just doing this talk myself, I would not have thought of or remembered to think of. So if you could speak a little bit to why babies who use cloth diapers do tend to potty train earlier, that would be helpful, I think, for people who are trying to.
Yeah, it's a really interesting one because actually, if you look back at data over the past, 60 to 70 years, the age that babies potty trained in the 40s, 50s, and 60s was around 2. And so that's it. 2-year-olds were getting out of diapers. And they were all cloth diapers. There was no disposable option. Into the 70s and 80s, disposables came to be. They started, by the mid 80s, they were the mainstay. That was the most popular diapering method. And you can actually watch on a chart the age increase in potty training because, think about it, a company like Procter & Gamble or Kimberly-Clark, the longer they have you as a customer, the more money they make. So they started to size diapers larger. Like diapers in the 40s and 50s didn't come in this 35 to 50 pound range because babies were out of diapers at 2. So all of a sudden you see them starting to make size 5, size 6, size 7. So and they were pushing people to, potty train, wait for signs of readiness, potty train when the baby is ready. Like, come on, if you have kids, you understand, there's never a time where a 2-year-old wakes up and is like, you know what, I'm done, I'm ready to use the potty. It's parental incentive. It's when we're ready. It's when we're like, okay, we're done with diapers. We have a weekend or a week to dedicate to potty training. So anyway, the reason that it's easier to potty train a baby in cloth is their ability to correlate the sensation of needing to pee with the feeling of it after. So disposable diapers are loaded with synthetic outer layers and sodium polyacrylate that holds and holds that moisture in. It gives the child no ability to understand, I've just peed and now I'm wet. When you're diapering with a cotton diaper, it's a natural approach. They understand. So as soon as your child is able to communicate with you and understand cause and effect, you can start working with them on, okay, you have to pee. Oh, now you wet. Next time we'll get it on the potty. So it just gives parents more tools. So at Diaperkind, the service that we ran for 12 years, the average age that we lost babies to potty training was 25 months. So that's a significant savings off of the national age for disposables.
Can you talk a little bit for the people who are thinking about this practically, who, cloth diapering while going out and about, so just like you're going out, you're meeting, I don't know, now it's weird in COVID, maybe you're not going to meet anybody and you're just staying at home anywhere. And that's all. And so it doesn't matter. It's really easy at home. But let's say that you are in a region with low COVID rates and you are going to go out and meet some people and you're out for several hours and you're doing your thing. How does it look?
Yeah, so one of the biggest differences between cloth and disposables, other than the fact that with one you're tossing it in the trash and the other you're throwing it in the laundry, is when you're out with your diapers and your cloth diapering, you need to bring them home with you. You can't just throw them in the nearest trash can at the park or whatnot. So we actually created a product called a day bag. It's super adorable. It's fully waterproof. It's made of recycled plastic bottles, and it has these 2 zippered compartments. So what you want to do is you want to keep the front compartment stocked with a spare diaper or 2, maybe a change of clothes for the baby, some wipes, a changing pad, your phone, anything else that you're going to need. And then when you're out with your baby, you do a diaper change like you normally would. And instead of throwing the diaper in the trash can, you slip the dirty into the second compartment up here where it stays contained and away from the clean items. And no one's going to know what you're carrying around here. This does a great job at masking odor and containing any moisture. So you just go about your day with your cute little bag. And then when you get home, you just unzip it, dump the dirty stuff into your Pail pouch that's at home awaiting laundering, restock your bag, and you're ready to go. So this is a great tool to have for day trips out. It's perfect for even an overnight. It's fantastic if you're sending your baby to daycare. You would just stock this with enough diapers for the day, and the daycare would store the dirties for you. So really, it's just a matter of, again, having the right tools to do what you need to do.
So tell me a little bit more about this Pail pouch. So what is that?
Pail pouch is just our version of a reusable garbage bag. So I'm trying to think if I have one. I don't have one open here, and it's kind of hard to show on a small screen, but it's just a big white pouch, and it has 2 ways in which you can use it. This is the bag that you're going to use to collect all of your dirties throughout the week. And then again, you're going to launder twice a week. So you collect all your dirty diapers, your wipes, your diaper covers, anything that you're using in the baby's diaper area gets thrown into the Pail pouch. The Pail pouch can either hang on a hook or a doorknob in your changing area, or you can use it to line a traditional diaper pail like the Diaper Decor Plus. So then once you've collected all of your dirties and it's time for laundry day, you just walk the Pail pouch over to the machine, you put the open end of the Pail pouch into your washing machine, you push it inside out, all the contents spill out into the machine, and you wash the bag plus all of the diaper accessories together. So everything for assembly gets washed together. This is not laundry that you need to sort or be super delicate with. Everything goes in the machine. You follow our simple 4-step instructions. You use our specially formulated washing powder, sprinkle a scoop in right on top, and you let your machine do the work. Again, I think people are really worried that, no one's like washing diapers on a washboard in their bathtub. Like you're throwing them in your washing machine.
Yeah, I'm scrubbing each diaper and I'm scraping poop off. Because people also have that image. Can you talk a little bit about, I guess, the difference of, right, the earlier poop, what baby poop is like. Yeah. But then we introduce solids a little. How do you deal with the older babies?
So when you're diapering a newborn, when you're diapering a baby that's on a milk-only diet, whether it's breast milk or formula, it's super duper simple. You put the diaper on your baby, and the way that looks is you snap on the organic cotton absorbency layer, you snap on the diaper cover over it, you change your baby at the same change intervals that you would for disposable diapers, which is approximately every 2 to 3 hours or immediately if they poop. So you're diapering your baby, you're changing your baby. When you take that soiled diaper off the baby, you toss it right in the Pail pouch. There's nothing that you need to do. There's no scraping, there's no swishing, there's no rinsing, nothing. You just toss the pee and poop diapers right into the Pail pouch. Then every 2 to 3 days, you gather up the Pail pouch with all the used wipes and diapers, and you wash them as per the instructions. Once the baby transitions from a milk-only diet to a diet that incorporates solid foods, that's when you're going to want to start to remove the solid poop, or at least the bulk of it, before you toss that diaper in your washing machine. So newborn poop, it's basically just liquid. It's water soluble. It's very easy to clean off. Once they start solids, it's going to transition to a thicker, pastier poop, and that's when you want to remove it. So we actually have a really easy tool to do that. I am someone who doesn't really like to get my hands dirty, and as much as I have 2 kids and kids are very messy, I don't really want to be super intimate with their diapers or their poop. So one of the products that we created are these tossers liners, and they're a tissue thin, almost like toilet paper. They're made of super soft bamboo viscose, and you just simply lay a liner on top of the diaper before you put it on your baby. And then when there's solid poop, you just shake the liner off and discard it, and then you wash the diaper as usual. So again, there's no spraying, there's no scraping. These liners make it really, really easy to remove that solid waste before washing when you have a baby that's eating real food.
Okay, awesome. I'm like, you know your stuff, Liz. Okay, I'm serious. You are like the deepest diaper expert that I know. So in terms of doing it partially here and there, trying it out, could you speak to that a little bit?
Yeah, and I love that you brought that up, and I love that that was your experience. I think there is definitely in our society, and I felt this as a new and expecting parent, there is very much this like all in or all out mentality of like, if you're going to breastfeed, it has to be exclusively breastfeeding. If you're going to baby wear, don't even bother buying a stroller. Like it's not the case, because there's a right time and place for everything. As parents, we're just doing our best. So with cloth diapering, it's definitely not all or nothing. Every little bit counts. Even if you swapped out 3 disposable diapers a day for 3 assembly reusable diapers, you'd be saving over 1,000 diapers from the landfill by the end of that year. So you can have a significant impact even by doing very little. So what we often encourage people to do is like, if you're thinking about this and you're like, I'm all in, I'm 100%, then it's like, great, we can help you build a system that covers you for full-time diapering. If you're thinking, oh, maybe I'm just going to do cloth part-time when I'm home, and then if the baby goes to daycare or we go out, I'll use disposables. Great, that's fine too. We can help you build a part-time option. And then there's some families who are like, you know what, I really don't know what I'm going to want, and I don't know how this is going to look. I just want to try it. So then we have a try it kit for you. So we have, if you're thinking about full-time or part-time, the best way to get started is to go to assemblybaby.com and click on the Take Our Quiz section. And that's going to enable you to customize your own personal bundle for full-time diaper usage and part-time diaper usage. If you're just looking to get your feet wet and see if maybe this is the right fit for you, you would navigate to the Try It section of our site. And there we have a Try It kit that comes with 3 inners, 1 outer, a sample bag of washing powder, and some skincare, and a little storage bag to store your dirty. So that's the best way to just sort of give it a road test to see if it's the right fit for you.
Awesome. I just dropped your link in the chat as well, and I'm dropping our link in, and we'll also be giving you a little code off at the end of, I don't know if I have a little code. We'll see. We'll be sharing information with you guys. But anyway, you have our websites, and that's a great place to go. Also, certainly follow us on social because various teaching tips and tools for both of us. So we'll drop those in the chat as well. So Tamara asks, so how do you know how many of the cloth diapers I would need to start with if I wanted to try or switch to cloth? Yeah. Can you go over those numbers again?
For sure. That's when we would recommend taking the quiz, because really there's so many factors that at play. Like if you have a newborn baby or a baby that's not yet born yet and you're looking to diaper full time, that would be one number. If you have, a 10-month-old or a 12-month-old and you're looking to transition full time, that would be a different number. If you're looking to part time, that would be a different number. So we built that quiz section of our site, and it's programmed with an algorithm that takes into consideration all of the answers that you give. So baby's age, whether you're full-time or part-time, how often you plan to launder. So it works all of that in, and then it takes you through the entire product collection, from diapering to skincare to storage to laundry, and it makes quantity and product recommendations based on how you answer the questions. So unfortunately, there's not one easy answer. I can tell you as a general rule of thumb, for a newborn baby, diapering full-time, you'd want to have 24 inners and 6 outers. But again, if you go through that quiz, you'll be able to fine tune it a little more to your specific needs.
And how do you deal, like, what's your recommendation for people who are thinking about it? Like, I often have, students at Boober who are interested that, the newborn care, they're asking they ask questions about it, but they're like, I don't know if my mother, my family, my grandma's coming, and I just remember even comments like from my mom of being like, oh my God, we couldn't wait to, or my grandma actually, right. Being like, oh my God, we were so happy to not be in cloud. Like we had we were so lucky to have disposable, and all of this. Right. And so, how do you recommend that people kind of come back to the family members if they're getting pushback?
I think that for one, cloth diapers have come a long way from what people were having to use in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. So like, these are not only really easy to use, but like they're so super cute. So they
are so cute.
And they have snaps. There's no fancy folding. Really, it just goes on exactly like a disposable diaper. And we teach a cloth 101 class every month on our site. You can sign up if you go to our homepage and scroll down to classes. If you want to really dig into this more, it's like an hour and a half long. We cover tons of questions and all the specifics. But we'll always get like 2 people show up where it's one partner that's like, yeah, I'm really into this. And the other partner is like, I can't believe I'm sitting through a class on diapering. But the class is a really good way to convince perhaps a hesitant husband or mother-in-law or whatnot. But really it's not difficult. It's not challenging. The diapers go on just like a disposable does. They just get washed instead of thrown away. So I think for people who are, on the fence, like, oh, is it going to be so much more work? It's like, not really. And also the benefits really outweigh any of those extra moments that it takes to put on, to snap a diaper on, because you're saving the messy blowouts, you're saving a boatload of money, and you're saving the environment. So I think when you're trying to convince, a partner or family member, figure out what triggers them, what gets them going. So like for my brother, for example, he has a toddler now, but when he and his wife were expecting, we were just launching Assembly. And I was like, so you're going to use this, right? He's like, oh, I don't know. And I was like, are you serious? Like, you're my brother. And like, I'll give you the full set as a gift. Like, and he's like, I don't know. And I made the mistake of trying to sell him on like the environmental. I was like, are you really comfortable throwing away 80 diapers a week? And he's just like, yeah, actually, I really don't care. And I'm like, great. Like, how were we raised by the same parents? But, the environment didn't do it for him. It wasn't that he's, an awful person. It just didn't get him going. But then 2 of his best friends had babies right before his wife was due. And he was out at their house for a barbecue, and both babies in the same day had huge, disgusting blowouts. And he sends me a text. He's like, so is that true that these don't blow out? I was like, yeah, it's 100% true. He's like, because I've never seen that with either of your kids. He's like, this is disgusting. And I was like, yeah, it's never happened. It doesn't happen when you're using our diapers. He's like, all right, we'll give it a shot. And so he rather like the blowouts got him, but the environment didn't. So for them, that was, you just kind of figure out what the best way in is.
So interesting. It's funny. Great story. You have a question about wipes and in general on care, like since part of, today we're talking about baby care as well, but so do you have disposable wipes? How does that work? Is that all just part of it?
So we actually have, sorry, I'm reaching over. So we actually have a reusable wipe option. So these are organic cotton wipes, and you pair them with our wipe up wash kit. So this is a cleanser concentrate. You mix it up into the foam or bottle, and we have, fill lines on here. So you fill the concentrate to there, you fill the rest with water, and then this is your wipes solution for the week. So when you're changing your baby, you just grab a clean, dry wipe, you put 4 or 5 pumps of foam on the wipe, you wipe the baby down, and you toss the wipes right in the Pail pouch to be laundered with your diapers. It is a fantastic way to clean your baby. It's like cleaning, disposable wipes are never big enough and never wet enough to tackle those really messy diaper changes, which is why you end up using like 7 or 8 wipes at each change. So with this, it's like cleaning your baby with a washcloth as opposed to a tissue. So it really gets the baby clean, keeps your hands from getting in the poop. And for like $35, you're going to buy all the wipes that you need from birth to potty training. So that's another major way to save money.
That's really interesting. Do you have the cost on if you went disposable? Do you know that stat? If you did,
I don't know, because it varies so much. It varies so much. If you're if you're using disposable wipes, that's totally fine. You can use disposable wipes with your Assembly diapers. You just don't wash them. You throw them away. When you're looking, just speaking of natural baby care, try and find wipes that are free of fragrance and free of alcohol, since both of those ingredients can be potentially irritating to the baby's skin. So you really want to find a minimal wipe. I know water wipes are very popular and they are really nice in the very beginning. Once the baby hits like a week old, 2 weeks old, you really need a little bit of a cleanser in there to get some of that sticky poop off their skin to prevent rash and irritation. So water wipes are nice in the beginning. If you're using assembly wipes, you would do the same thing. You would just wet them with warm water and wipe the baby down in those early days. But then once you find you need a little bit more of a cleanser, that's when you would bring in the wipe up wash.
There are other questions for us out there. Let me see if there's anything in the Q&A. I don't see any open questions at the moment, but if anybody want to drop some questions in general to us about diapering, cloth diapering, natural baby care, how to get started, things you're wondering about out there.
I can't stress enough too with Assembly, you know, a big part of our brand is obviously the products, but the other element is the support. So we spent over 10 years running a diaper service where we were intimately involved with the families that we were servicing. I mean, in many cases, we literally had keys to their apartments. So we learned a lot about what it takes to support new parents. It also was nice because at the same time that we were supporting these two parents, I had 2 kids. So I was a parent as well. And still, but not diapering. So support is a huge part of Assembly. We're here to make sure that you feel confident and enthusiastic through your diapering journey. You're never alone. We have families every day that are sending us photos of, you know, the control panel of their washing machine. They're like, help us figure it out. I don't know what this setting is. You know, so we're there to really get down and dirty with you to make sure that you're set up for success. So if you're diapering with us, don't hesitate to reach out with any questions that you have. We even do private phone consults if you're like, oh my gosh, I'm just so overwhelmed by baby and breastfeeding and lack of sleep, and I just need someone to talk me through this. Like, we're here for that too.
That's so awesome. Yeah, support is so important. And I think that's a big theme, you know, for both of us always, and certainly at Boober too. And actually it makes me think about, you know, one of the things that we do at Boober, of course, is match people to birth and postpartum doulas. And I'm thinking on the postpartum doula side, people also have that question like, can my postpartum doula help? Will they get cloth diapering? And so, you know, I would say yes to that for sure. And if you're hiring a postpartum doula, you can certainly, that can be part of your interviewing process too. If you're really wanting to do cloth diapering, I would talk to the postpartum doula and ask them, but I know, you know, Liz does amazing trainings for doulas as well.
Yeah.
So if the doula that you have selected hasn't had experience yet with cloth diapering, then they can just hop over right to your class.
Absolutely.
Too. Is there anything you want to speak to that just in terms of, yeah, people coming, let's say you have somebody who's supportive, maybe it's a grandma or friend or whoever who's offered to change, right? But they've never used cloth too. So I guess they can refer to that 4-step process, but also just for changing, like, is there an easy video? Like,
yeah, so we have a couple of quick start tutorials on our site. So if you go to our how it works page, you can view you know, just the quick overview of how the system works. And then you can read through the full instruction on the how it works site if they're really motivated. But if you're hiring a doula and cloth diapering is a priority for you, or a night nurse, and they just don't have experience with it, yes, you can encourage them to sign up for one of our classes. Again, we teach them monthly. And once they sign up, or you sign up, if you can't attend at the exact time that the class is running, we'll email out a recording the next day so that you can catch up on it. So if you take the class, maybe you and your partner take it, and then you want to share that information with your potential doula or night nurse, you can go ahead and send them that link. So we really are here to support your entire network of support so that you feel, you know, like you've got, like everyone who you're working with has it covered.
awesome. Any questions for us out there? Is there anything else that you want to share, Liz?
I think that's really it. If you're looking, if this is of interest to you and you're looking to dive deeper, again, go to assemblybaby.com, scroll down to the bottom to the classes tab, and you can sign up for one of our 101 classes. Check out the how it works page to get an overview of how the system works. Use the take our quiz section to build your own system. You can customize it as you go along. There's demo videos included in, you know, the navigation. It's really fun. But just, if this is something that's of interest to you, don't be intimidated. Don't be scared. It's just 2 loads of laundry a week, and we're here to help.
Absolutely. Awesome. And I'm also just going to drop, if any of you who are still looking into childbirth classes or need other classes, we have a great all access pass, which is going to be 30% off for you guys So I'm just going to drop that in there in case you're interested, where you can take childbirth class, lactation, newborn care, and also come back to Monica and Andy. You know, I and my colleagues were teaching different trimester classes. So there's first, second, third trimester and the fourth trimester every Tuesday night. So you can come drop in to those as well, which is kind of a little time to chat with myself or one of my colleagues and learn a little bit about the questions and things you think about at that time. So, all right, are there any last before I don't want to keep you guys longer than questions. So if we good, Liz?
Well, thanks, Jada. It was so fun to see you.
Yeah, here, actually, can I take a quick photo of us so we can post that out? Ready? Yay. Cool. All right, have a good one, everybody. Thank you so much.
Bye all.
I'm glad tomorrow. Thank you so much for coming.